our church foyer last Sunday, a homeschooling dad told me he was unwilling to enroll his homeschooled children into the Classical Conversations Challenge program because they were at a different level of math than their challenge counterparts would be. He told me, "My daughter is in 9th grade and she's studying Algebra 2. She's too far ahead of the other students." So let me ask you something. When you were in math class, where everyone was studying Algebra 2 together, did you all have the same level of understanding? Yes, we were all doing Algebra 2. Sure, but did you all know Algebra 2 equally well? Were there some students who were farther along in their understanding of algebraic concepts? Well, sure, we had some who were super smart, the ones we wanted to copy off of, and we had some who had no clue what was going on. Even though you were all using the same book? Yeah, people are different. So even when we have all the kids studying from the same math level, all in the same math lesson, we still have students at various levels of understanding? Sure. So if there is still inequality, even in a classroom that artificially creates equality, why would we be bothered by seeing inequality in a setting that isn't? In fact, aren't we better off when we can openly acknowledge that we lack math equality than when we try to pretend we have something we don't? Okay, good point, but how can you teach 6 or 7 students math when they are all using different levels and different texts? Look, each person is unique. It's something we should celebrate. But there are certain ways in which we are very similar, and how we learn is one of those ways. Even though we speak of our children being in different stages at different ages, grammar, dialectic, and rhetoric, they also go through those stages in every subject they study. So some kids will have a grammatical understanding of a math concept, others a dialectical understanding, and others a rhetorical understanding. What sets challenge apart, enabling it to work through math with different levels in the room, is our willingness to engage in a conversation on a math concept. So in Challenge 1, for example, the tutor might ask the students to explain the concept. She's asking for them to practice the rhetoric of math. As soon as some confusion arises, she jumps back to the dialectic. She'll ask questions to guide them through ordering and relating the parts. If there's still confusion, then they go back to the grammar level. They might review some rules, laws, or forms, or define terms that will help them work through the problem. Some students will be confused where others are not. Some will need to go back to the grammar, some won't. But even for those who don't, the review they get is just as helpful. And for the students who won't get to the rhetoric level during that hour of discussion, the preview is helpful for them. In fact, I'd say the great blessing to a child with a rhetorical level of math is the child gets the same review and can love their mathematically diverse neighbors by practicing rhetoric with both groups of peers. And he said, I hadn't thought of that. And I'm not sure it's enough to change my mind, but it's definitely something worth thinking and discussing over with my wife and my daughter. I responded, honestly, it's getting to have these kinds of conversations and then coming home to continue the conversation and the contemplation of them. For me, that's one of the best things about classical conversations. One of the best things.